Oh yeah. Let's get right on into it. Okay, gonna be honest here. I just woke up, so if I sound like crap, it's my bad. Um, so Elden Ring, yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I'm very impressed with it. Okay. Now, I don't consider myself a Soulsborne expert per se, but I have beaten all three of them, as well as Bloodborne. So, I think I've got some credentials. Okay, I think I've got enough, I don't know, experience to be a professional game critic. I've only played about 4 or 5 hours of it, and this is just what I think so far. Okay, it could change. I highly doubt it will, though. Let's start off with the world design. All right, that world is beautiful. All right, it is one of the most gorgeous maps I've ever seen, with so many colors, and it's really pretty. All right. Now it does kind of have a like a shade of gray kind of over it at all times, but I think that's just to make it kind of look dreary and kind of like it's slowly losing life, which the world is. So I think it works, and it's really incredible. It definitely feels unique compared to the other Dark Souls, or my bad, Souls-like games. Because the first Dark Souls, it had its own feel to it. It was a world that was dying, but was trying not to look like it. Number two, kind of the same thing. Number three, it was a dying world, and it looked like it. Elden Ring here, it definitely looks different, alright? And I really appreciated the world design of it, and whoever, was in charge of that. I'm not sure, if Miyazaki would have oversaw that world design. I'm assuming so, considering he was the director. Yeah, brilliant choices. Brilliant choices. The enemy design, it's a classic Souls-like game. All right, you're gonna experience some odd-looking enemies. All right, so I really appreciated that. Like for instance, at one point there's like the swamp area, and like there's these weird, just round creature thingies. I'm not exactly sure what they were, but I attacked them. It was great. But also too, you see some familiar looking creatures. Like there's these little like jerboa looking guys. Yeah, I straight up hunted them. Bald eagles. Yeah, hunted them. Some sheep looking things. Yeah, hunted those. So it's got a nice balance between things that you've seen before with things that look like eldritch abominations. So really, really good on From Software's part there. Now, let's get on to the main point of this, and that's the gameplay. Okay. Oh my gosh, that gameplay. Oh, it's something else. Okay. So, I've told several people before that Dark Souls 3 is probably my favorite video game of all time. It's just, I love that combat of Dark Souls 3. It feels so smooth, very fast paced. It's great. Alright. The only one that like comes close to it is Bloodborne. Elden Ring here feels a lot like Dark Souls 3, which I appreciate. Now I know some people criticized it for that. They're like, oh, they're just reusing assets. I can't believe it. Oh my gosh. Well, I don't mind that, because if I can get more Dark Souls 3, I'll get more Dark Souls 3, And so I really enjoyed that. It was something I was familiar with, something that I was comfortable with. I didn't need to really look at the tutorial that much. Oh my gosh, tutorial that much, except for the new stuff that they added, which I think makes it feel like, its own unique thing. So, one of the big things that they added was a stealth mechanic. You can crouch. Alright? That's a game changer right there. So instead of, going in guns a-blazing, you can just go in silently and stealthily. Another thing too that they added was once you block an enemy's attack, you can follow right back up with a counter attack by pressing the heavy attack, and it does some serious damage. I thought it felt really satisfying. In a way, I feel like it was almost as satisfying as the parries in Bloodborne with the gun. Now, you know, it wasn't quite as satisfying as that, but it was still really nice. I think one of the other huge differences is the introduction of jumping. Like, a Soulsborne game having jumping is like a Call of Duty game being good, you know? Sorry, Supernova. But, like, you know, it's so foreign in concept to this game design. And I think really one of the only Soulsborne-like games to have jumping was Sekiro. And even then, that game's kind of like, is it really a Soulsborne? So, I was really impressed by the jumping. And it feels good, especially when you jump up and you do like a heavy attack. Like, it felt great. So, that was really nice. Of course, you know, as you've seen in the trailers, there's a mount that you can have. Alright, that's pretty big. Mounted combat is very, very fun. Alright. I think some of, you know, the best experiences of my little sample playthrough last night was horse combat. You know, I was having these, like, knight-like battles with enemies that were also on horses. It was amazing. You know, just swinging your sword around, you know, trying to strategically, you know, get on, like, the side that your sword is on, and just slashing an enemy off their horse. It felt great. And it definitely feels good to just ride around this open world, which, let's get into that, the open world. Not gonna lie, I was kind of, not really sad at first, but, I don't know. Like, I had this feeling of melancholy. Because I'm like, man, I kind of enjoyed the linear, you know, progression of Dark Souls. Because, you know, you didn't get lost. Well, I mean, you still got lost, but not quite as bad as, you know, it being an open world. And after playing it some more, I'm like, you know what? I'm really getting into this. Because if you get into an encounter, you can run away from it. Sometimes. You know? It's not automatic death. Usually. Sometimes it is. But usually not. So, you know, after playing it for a little bit, you get accustomed to it, okay? It's kind of a culture shock at first, but, you know, once you get through that, then you start to really feel it, and feel the beauty of it. And, you know, just being able to look at the scenery of the open world, riding around on your horse, it feels great. Now, of course, there's so much more that I could talk about this game. Character customization is great. The classes are fun. Overall, it's a really great game, okay? Now, there is some downsides. Like every game, alright? Look, this has only been out for, let's see, today's the 27th, so it's only been out for 2 days, okay? Well, for the public. So, of course, there's going to be some issues at launch, which, you know, I'm sure we've all heard about them. You know, frame rate drops. You know, kind of sucky, you know. I think that's like the worst boss of the game is the frame rate drops. Sometimes textures will load in at random points, which is kind of odd. But so far, I have not experienced anything that was game-breaking, which is good. Like, I've only experienced mostly good things with this game, okay? Now, I know PC players are trying to, you know, ruin its reputation, but, you know, as long as, you know, you have it on console, and you wait a little bit on PC for patches to come through, this will be a great game. Now, I'm willing to change my, you know, opinion on this once I progress later on, but right now, I'm going to give Elden Ring a 9 out of 10. Okay, and the reason why it's not a 10 out of 10 is because of some of the graphical issues and technical issues. Other than that, though, Fantastic game. Highly recommend it.